Welcome back. Now, where was I? We've installed the base and we've installed the ribbon cable, so we just need to tuck that back up under there and install the control board back on its little pylons. And we pulled out the sensor, filament runout sensor cable a little. Now we gotta stick these little screws back in. You gotta be careful with the control board. Make sure the USB and ports line up. So you gotta we're able to line up that screw hole up in the corner. And then we take a screw, put it up there in the corner. Screw going in up there. Now we can finagle this back into its spot. We need to make sure that we're able to get to the cable in the back. You gotta be able to get that cable up and out of the back. And then we've got a screw down here in the corner and a screw over there. Hey, Daddy Wazzy, how you doing? I'm doing alright. I'm continuing this stream for Silverback. He's got one of these Kingroon printers that he's doing a ScreenMod. We're doing a ScreenMod. We're gonna tilt the screen up a little bit so it's not sitting flat. And yeah, it is a tight space, very tight space. Not a whole lot of room for much of anything, really. Just enough room to get yourself in trouble. Got to get the board lined up with all the little holes on the side. Make sure that everything's all lined up. Relocate on the left. No, it started out life there. It's just I can't tell if I'm in the hole or not. It's just tilting it up a little bit. There's a ScreenMod that's out there that turns it 90 degrees, puts marlin on it, but I'm not doing that. Machine's already got marlin on it. It's even if it is a weird marlin. It's not a. It's Kingroon's marlin. I gotta move this a little bit. Make sure the camera stays there. Yeah, Clipper is very easy on this, and actually there's a mod for this that basically blanks out that screen, so this would be a real easy Clipper mod. But Silverback doesn't need Clipper. He basically just wants to print. Man. And I needed some more upbeat music than the jazz I was playing earlier today. Hope you don't mind. Yeah. Loosen that screw up a little bit. Maybe I can get it lined up a little better. And I think we'll just take this screw out again. Try to get it lined up down here. Yeah, they don't make these things easy to work on, that's for sure. Now, let's see if I can get that screw in there. Yeah. I like the house jams every once in a while. Kind of white noise in the background. There we go. Now we're cooking with gravy. Maybe. Sorry my hands are in the way. There's not really a whole lot I can do about it. Yeah, gravy. I'm not gonna make these screws too tight, just in case I gotta work on this thing again. So how you doing today, Wazzy? Wazzy Daddy. Daddy Wazzy Wazzy. You working on anything exciting? Playing games? Now this screw hole down here is hard to get to. You just got to move those wires out of the way. Don't be scared. Not going to break anything. Oh man. Did you retweet one of my tweets? I like Josh's UFOs. I'm guessing that's what you're talking about. He puts out some good boxes and he's got some good designs too. Or are you talking about some other alien? So, that wiring is done. Make sure we can still get the display done. We've got this wire pulled out, which is our filament sensor wire. And we're going to pull that out a little bit so that we've got some more room. And then we got to kind of squish all the wires back in so the cover can go back on. So we're going to be relocating the filament sensor also. So we want to have that wire kind of a little more available than what it is right now. So that looks good. Now we can put the I'm going to go ahead and put the cover back on. Remixes. Everybody loves a good remix. What remixes are you working on for one of his projects? He's got some good projects. Okay, so then we've got the cover. Need to make sure we put the fan back in. Just clips right in there. See where it clips in? Yep, clips in where you pulled it out. Easy enough. Easy peasy. And we just want to make sure the wires are all good, that they're not hitting the fan or anything. And then we can put our screws back in for our cover. Oh, that would be interesting. Are you going to post it up on printables once you get it done? Are you using Fusion, or what are you remixing it with? Yeah, that's always the yeah, Fusion. Yeah, I like Fusion. It's kind of expensive, but you know, it's cheaper than SolidWorks. Oh, Tinkercad. Okay. I like Tinkercad too. Made by the same company, right? Tinkercad, Fusion 360. They're all Autodesk. I'm just putting in these. Oh, Blender. Blender is a a beast unto itself. Once you've tortured yourself with Blender, then you can move on to the GIMP, right? Yeah. Have you watched 3D Printing Professor's got that Blender tutorial series? Have you been watching that? He's had some pretty good, he does some interesting exercises. I gotta slow him down or stop him every once in a while because he goes way too fast. Yeah, he's got a pretty good series. I learned Blender from, well, I mean, you never really learn all of Blender, but I was able to create the donut tutorial. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. Blender Guru. Yeah, Joe's pretty laid back. I met him at EARF last year, and he's a pretty nice guy. Just tightening up the screws. And we'll grab our other hex wrench, put these in. These are for the Z-axis extrusion. Yeah. See, this is what happens. I tighten everything up. And then the screw doesn't go in just right. And I gotta loosen everything up again. Don't be like John. Put all your screws in first and then tighten them up, so that you've got wiggle room. Because then you can wiggle these in. Wiggle, wiggle. Gotta get the right wrench. Oh, there goes the camera. Major catastrophe. That's what happens when you work in small spaces. Oh, there we go. Now we can tighten everything up again. If you decide to leave these loose, remember to tighten everything before you start printing again. And we'll just go back around and tighten these up finger tight. They don't need to be strongman tight. They're not going to shake loose. I think I'm going to, well, this printer, the one that I'm working on right now, is actually going to my brother up in Virginia. Like I said, I'm just doing this mod for Silverback so that, because he's got the same printer and he wants to do the same. I told him he needs to add this ScreenMod. But I think on the S1 I'm going to put clipper on it. Although that thing just runs so well with printing it, I think I might just leave it alone. Okay, so now we can turn it up on its end, on its base. Now we're going to take this. It gets mounted right here, like that. And then the screen just snaps into place. Now the buzzer goes on the bottom of the base. So make sure that when you put that in there, the buzzer goes on the bottom. And then we can take a couple of, I believe those are 10 millimeter. Yeah. We can take a couple of 10 millimeters, not 8 millimeters. Might be able to get away with 8 millimeters since I have those on my desk right now. Yeah. Let's see if we can do the so this is just going to you can move my camera a little here. This is just going to get mounted into those holes that go on the base. These holes here. And just going to mount that. Put our ribbon cable up. And make sure that, oh, look at that clearance. So easy to change config. Yeah, 6 millimeter backed up the config, changed to an 8. So relevel, adjust the offset, all the other things like flow and steps. Yeah, Clipper is a good it is a good firmware for when you're configuring, when you're doing a lot of changes. Now what are you, what kind of nozzle changes are you doing? I mean, is it are you just changing out the nozzle? Are you changing the whole hot end? What do you, when you change your nozzle? Are you using a Revo? So these are 8 millimeter, and I think they're going to work just fine. I think on the other Kingroon that I did this to, I used 10s, but these 8s seem to be working okay. And again, you don't want to make them strongman tight. Just kind of tight. That's all they need to be. And just tight. It's not taking a lot of stress. And then we want to put the screen ribbon cable. You just slide that back in there. You see that? Again, be careful with the screen ribbon cable. You just want to put the blue side facing out. Just kind of shimmy it in there. Hold it. Hold it down here at the bottom. And then you can snap it in place. Okay, so that it stays in. Then the bezel, this is what I like about this design. The bezel just snaps in place. So if you ever need to change it, it's easy enough to just pull it out, get a little knife under that edge, and then you can just pop it up, and it just, what? Holy crap! Well, turd buckets. My bed's too low. Well, isn't that the crap? Rut row is right, rut row. Rut row is right, rut row. Well, all you need to do is loosen up those bed springs. So I got my springs tight. We'll just raise the bed a little. I got your rut row right rear. That's better. Got about a millimeter or two of clearance. That's, yeah. Guess I'll have to re-level the bed once I get done doing this. Anyway, so to alleviate that problem, you just move your bed springs back up, and then we can re-level the bed. Boom, boom. And that's the way we play that game. Let that one go. And we'll loosen that one up. Now, let's get off to the filament sensor. Okay, the filament sensor is right here. Yeah, real USB port. I wish it had, I wish these things would start coming with regular USB instead of, anyway. So this is our filament wire, filament sensor wire, and what we've done here is we're going to move the filament sensor. Can't really see up there, can you? We're going to move the filament sensor up here so it's sitting right above the head, the hot end, as it likes to be called. Okay, hold on. We're moving the camera up. There we go. Okay, so we got to take this off, and we're going to move it over to here using this bracket that I designed. So we take the screws out. We disconnect the wire from underneath. You can do this in any order you want. And then you're going to need to find some M3, I think these are 25s. And I just made them 25 so that they'd fit through this body. Using our handy dandy metric tool. Those are 25 millimeters long. Yeah, that's where the filament sensor needs to be, just above the extruder. That way when it stops getting filament, it stops. Makes sense to me. I don't know why they stuff it in other places. But now you can either run this up through this wire cable. Let me take this off so you can see. Have you got a Tycoon Max or a Tycoon? I can't remember if it's you that's always talking. I've got a Tycoon in a box. I tell you what, I know it sounds like I'm working for them and everything, but SliceWorks has a direct drive out. Yeah, that was a great sale, wasn't it? That's when I got mine. SliceWorks has this direct drive. It has the filament sensor built into the hot end, and it's like $60 for the whole hot end, and it replaces the hot end on an ender really well. Any of the i3 style printers. So you can see the wiring. Yeah, it's right on the hot end, and you just hook it up. I did a video about it, and did a manual for him. So here you can see the wires that are coming in right here, and you can either run these wires up through the wiring loom like what I've done here. This loom's big enough, just barely, to take the wires. But I think what I might do is bring these down a little bit so that I can get them out of there. They don't leave you a lot of room for messing with this stuff, that's for sure. But if I bring these wires out the side, I'll just make it easier to get the filament sensor wire up here. I think I can bring them out the bottom. So you have to make this cable. I think what I'm going to do is shove this wire up in here. My big fat fingers don't work in these small places very well. Yeah, made that heat shrink a little long, so we're just going to cut that off a little bit. Oh man, I really didn't want to pull that out again. But sometimes that's the best way to do it. Oh, the things we do to modify our printers. The links. Fascinating, huh? Oh yeah, that looks sweet. Yeah? Yeah, except got a little problem with all that wire in the pulley. Forgot about all that. What if we just put that over there? Nope, that won't fit over there. Won't fit over there. I have to stick it down in there. Oh, the lengths we go through. Alright, then you've got 2 screws here on the hot end. Those are M4s. I'm going to take those out. The ones you take out will probably be really super small, super short, I should say. You take those out, grab our bracket. They go in these holes. And you want to make sure you line that up. Get the screws started. Again, not Superman tight, just tight. And then that sits right next to the lever. You can still access the lever there. And then we have an arrow on here to show the direction. So we want that to go in there just like that. We flip it around a little. Okay. We have the arrow facing down. And we'll just put these through the existing screws, or through the existing holes. Just like that. And then our wire comes up, mounts in here. We get a couple of nuts. These nuts. And almost done. That's it. We're all done. We've got the filament sensor up here. I'm going to put a filament handle or a filament spool holder up here on this side. And we're all done. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out, playing. I'm going to be sending this printer off to my brother soon. And smoke test. What, you don't trust me? Okay, I got you. Let me get a cable. Let me get a cord. Just a minute. Smoke test. Alrighty. I never do a smoke test. Never. I just turn it on and start printing. Dude. YOLO. You only live once. Okay. Let's move the camera down a little so you can see the screen. And here we go. Booting. I got your smoke test right here. Move home. Oh, X. Haha. Okay. I gotta go to the bathroom. My bladder calls. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, huh. That's weird. Oh, I see. Got the wire strung up there. Huh. Yeah. We got a little bit of an issue. Not to worry. You know, I've been working with electronics and stuff since the 80s. And so technically, yes, I always do a smoke test. Whether it's right after I've done the upgrade or 2 days later, whenever you turn it on, it's going to be a smoke test, right? So what's happening is this wire here is getting in the way of the Y or the X the X limit switch. I just gotta make sure that that pulley is free. You can see this pulley and this are okay. I think that'll work. Had to add a small piece to the arm for the linear rail. On what? Yeah, we do. A lot of X nukes out there. I forget what the guy told me when they washed me out. I was up in Connecticut, and the guy thought he was comforting me, I guess, but he was saying the washout rate was like 70 or 80% for nukes. And I was thinking, wow, why would anybody go into a career? Why would anybody walk down a path that had that kind of a failure rate? But I guess you got to try it before you know whether or not you like it. Idaho Falls. Yep, I had some friends go to Idaho Falls. Had some friends go to Saratoga. Saratoga Springs up in New York. In fact, one of the guys I went to, sorry, that was probably a little loud. One of the guys I went to power school went to Saratoga Springs, and he's working in the additive manufacturing business now. Can you imagine that? Okay. Not a smoke test, but a pulley test. I gotta get my freaking cord back over here. I'm about to fall out of my chair. Yeah. Yeah, nuclear power is not a... I mean, it's a great industry. I think it's probably the right way going forward. But we gotta do better. Yeah. Yep. That's one of the reasons I went into it, was because it was such a promising career. But it does drain you. Okay. Axis test. Again. Oh yeah. Yeah, those recruiters, they know what they're doing. Okay. Home X. Look at that. Wow. Okay. So I'm done here, Daddy Wazzy. It's been good talking with you. Appreciate it. Appreciate you stopping by. This mod is on Thingiverse, and it's also on printables. This mod is not yet released yet, because I'm still talking to Sliceworks about some things. And so we're so I can't really release that one yet, because it's kind of a, I did the design work for Sliceworks. But other than that, this little baby's going off to Virginia now. So we will see you on the next stream. Thank you very much for stopping by, and we'll talk at you later. Have a good one.